Hi, I'm Annie Mills. I'm an LVT with a VTS in dentistry and wanted to talk a little bit about instrument sharpening. We get a lot of questions from folks regarding instrument sharpening, how often and how to do it. And instrument sharpening is easier than what a lot of folks think, and it does need to be done quite frequently. Dental instruments can become dull quickly, and in the human field, they're sharpening instruments after every patient. We don't have that luxury in veterinary medicine, but we're doing it at least daily. If we've seen patients that day, either at the end of the day or beginning of the next day, those instruments are getting sharpened. And so instruments that we are sharpening on a regular basis should include our periosteal elevators that are used to create a gingival flap, our Luxaider elevators that get into that periodontal ligament space to help with easier elevation, and our curettes that we're using for root planing and periodontal therapy. Those are typically the instruments that we're sharpening on a pretty regular basis. And there's a lot of techniques available out there. This is the technique that I learned years ago, and this is what we'll be demonstrating today. And again, this is something that can be done quite easily and just takes a few seconds with each instrument if you're sharpening on a regular basis. You'll need an Arkansas flat stone, which is a fine grit honing stone, as well as a little honing oil or mineral oil works fine as well. So let's take a look at how this is done. We'll start with a curette, and we're going to adapt this to the stone just like we would to the tooth, where that cutting edge is flat up against that stone. And just a few strokes back and forth. You'll see our mineral oil on there. And if you're sharpening pretty often, just a few strokes is plenty. The other instrument that we're going to sharpen is this very flat periosteal elevator. Again, we're going to adapt that to the stone just like we would to that flap. And we're going to roll it back and forth in my hand, as you can see here, to get all the way around that cutting edge. And again, just a few strokes with fairly good pressure to get a good sharp edge. And this is our Luxaider elevator. Again, same technique, just flat against that stone, roll it back and forth in your hand to get that nice sharp edge for those elevators.